Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla and I thank you for joining me for another video. In today's video, we are going to be making a really cute Paw Patrol tutu outfit for my niece. Her second birthday is coming up and her favorite character is Chase, and I thought what better thing to gift her than a Chase tutu outfit. She's going to love it and I'm so excited to give it to her. So right here, I'm just folding out 10 yards for a size 3T tutu. Now that I have my 10 yards cut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the folded edge of this tool with my, just like my acrylic sewing ruler. And I'm going to fold this over, and this is going to help make it nice and neat so that I can cut it to the length that I want the tutu to be. Now that I have it cut to the 16-inch length that I want, I'm going to unravel it and then I'm going to fold it in half so that we can get a double layer of ribbon on it instead of just a single layer ribbon trim tutu. This is going to be a double ribbon trim tutu. So instead of folding it directly in half, when I fold the top layer over, I'm going to leave it above just about an inch so that you can really see the two layers once we get the ribbon on. Okay, I apologize if this is shaky. I'm trying to show you this and hold the camera in one hand. So I have my tool ready to go. I have the folded over side over here on the right side because we are going to sew our channel for the tutu right here. So I'm going to do that using a 1-inch seam allowance because I am using 3/4 inch elastic. So that's going to give 1 inch is going to give me enough room. And then this is the side that the ribbon is going to go on. So I'm going to put that up here, and obviously it's hard to do with one hand. And then we will start to sew our channel. I have navy bobbin and navy thread on. And then I also wanted to show you guys, I didn't film this, honestly, because I didn't even think about it, but I took a scrap, you can see what I cut off from the tutu over there in the trash. And so I took a scrap of that to figure out which tension I wanted. So I tried 4, 3, and 2. Focus. I tried 4, 3, and 2, and I actually like my tension on 4 the best. Let's see, photo focus. There we go. I know they look the same, like on the camera. So that one was 3, and then this bottom one was 2. So I know they look the same on the camera, but the way that they stretch and pull is different. So I think I'm going to keep it at 4. Oops, too far. I was looking at it through the camera. And then this is what I have my stitch length and whatnot set to. And I'm just using stitch number 1, photo focus, which is just the center straight stitch. So that is what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and sew the channel. I have it just in a box below me so that it doesn't go on my dirty floor. I'm going to have a box over here, and then I'm going to get another box to put on the other side of my table to catch it so that it doesn't, you know, get any hair or lint or minky fuzz or anything on it. So I have a box over here and a box on the other side. Okay, so now we have the channel folded and we're going to open it up. And again, I'm sorry if I'm shaking. This is being done one-handed. So I have the shorter side over here upside down, and then this is the longer side of the tutu. So we have our ribbon here. I have yellow ribbon, and this is single-sided satin ribbon. If it was double-sided, it wouldn't matter how you do this, but since I have single-sided, it does. So since I want the ribbon to be on the edge like this, hanging off of the edge like that, I need it to be sewn upside down like this. So this is the non-satin side of the ribbon. So satin, see the sheen on it? Non-satin. And then we are going to, okay, again, doing this one-handed. Okay, hang on, let me get this set up and then I'll show you. Okay, so I have my presser foot down to hold it in place to hopefully help me show you guys how to do this. So I like to keep my ribbon, the left side of it, lined up with the left side of the presser foot. This just makes it easier for me to sew it straight. So I will just keep feeding myself ribbon as it goes and keep this, you know, as close to the edge as possible, so like a 1/2 inch or so. So I will just use both hands to hold this in place and sew, and I have changed my thread and bobbin to yellow. So I have yellow bobbin and yellow thread, and I'm keeping my tension and everything else the same. And I did take a lighter to the end of the ribbon to keep it from fraying. I didn't film that part, but I did do that. So we are going to go ahead and sew on the first trim of ribbon. Okay, so now we have this side all done, and so now I have it flipped over, so now the channel is on the top side, and we are going to sew the ribbon on this side. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to have my ribbon, and I'm going to have it upside down like this to where the non-satin side is up, and then lay the tulle on top of it. It'll be a lot more neat than that, and then sew the ribbon on that side. Okay, so that side is all done now. So now when you flip it over, here is our channel. Let me straighten it out, and you can see the two layers, and it's gonna look super cute once we put the elastic on. Okay, so I have my 3/4 inch non-roll elastic, and for a 3T waist, I usually cut at 19.5, but I have learned over trial and error to give myself another 1/2 inch, and I will show you why in just a second. So this is a 20-inch piece of elastic, and I have my large safety pin, and what I'm going to do is insert it on one side, and I have had the hardest time getting this through the channel with the corners. So what I do is I wrap it in electrical tape. So I have not seen anybody else have to do this, so this is clearly just my problem and just something I have to do. But yeah, so I have to wrap it in electrical tape to be able to feed it through the channel. So maybe that's a tip that'll help you, or maybe that's just something that's gonna make you think that I'm crazy. I don't know. So I'm just gonna cut off a piece. So this just helps get rid of those sharp corners on the elastic. So I'm just gonna wrap it around. And then cut off any excess that you Might need to. And so that's how I feed it through. I find it much easier to go through the channel that way. So I'm gonna take this end because I don't like to hold it and like feed it through. So what I do is I put it under my presser foot and my walking foot holds it, but I also press the needle down into it. Now the thread is not threaded through the needle of my machine. So I just have the needle in the down position, and that's just going to hold it in place for me so that I can just right here feed the tool on. So let's go ahead and start our tutu. So I have the tutu right here, and here's the channel. So I'm just going to find the opening and begin to feed it through like this. And so once you get down a little ways, you're just going to gently pull it down the elastic. And sometimes you have to finagle it when you start, but I still have found this to be much better than the corners of the elastic, and I've had the elastic like fray a lot, so I have found this to be helpful too. So once I'm done, I just have to remember that I gave myself that extra ½ inch and cut it off a little bit, or just sew it when you're done and you are finishing up your tutu and closing it up. You can just overlap the two, that extra ½ inch, and then go from there. So we're just gonna work on feeding this on, but I like this much better because now I can have this over here and just keep pushing it up over here as I continue to feed it through the channel. And you guys have heard me say in several other videos that my hands hurt pretty quickly after working, so I have found that this really helps my hands a little bit. So I just slide it all the way down, and then you'll see it'll get just more bunched as we go. So I just find that this really helps. Now I'm going to cut off my ½ inch right here, and I'm honestly just going to kind of eyeball it and just straighten it out. I'm going to take it off of the needle over here, and then I'm going to sew it, get in the frame. I'm going to overlap the two ends, and I'm going to do a zigzag stitch up and down both sides to completely close this. So I'm going to do a zigzag stitch, and I'm just going to go forward, back stitch, forward, back stitch, forward, back stitch, probably 3 or 4 times. What I have found that helps, since it likes to move and stuff, is I have used my basting adhesive. So this purple basting adhesive is just from Walmart, so I will just spray the end like this. And then put it where I want it, and that will at least help me get it underneath my needle plate to sew. So I'm going to turn my machine back on, and I'm going to find my zigzag stitch, which on my machine is number 4, and then I'm going to change my thread to white thread and white bobbin, and then I will bring you in close to show you how I do that part. Oh man, this is hard to do with you in front of me, with the camera right in front of me. Okay, so you can see it is overlapped like that, and my basting adhesive is helping keep it in place just for a moment. So I'm going to place it under my presser foot, lower my foot. And again, I'm going to zigzag stitch up and down it several different times. So I'm just going to hold this with one hand, and then up here where my back stitch button is I'm just going to have my right hand up here and just press it as I need it. Sorry for moving that while I'm talking. Okay, so here we go. We'll go forward and back, and forward, back, forward, back, and we'll do one more time. Forward, back. Okay, so now we're going to get it out of there. Cut the threads. Now I'm going to flip it over the other way. Do the same thing on that side. So now I'm going to cut these long tails on the elastic. Okay, and now we're just going to straighten out our tutu, and you can see where we sewed it closed, and it looks pretty darn good. So now we're just going to fill out our tutu and it will be done. Almost, actually, we have one more step. Okay, so now we're just going to find the ends of our ribbon somewhere. Here they are. So now I know other creators will just use their hot glue gun for this, but what I have found that I like to do is I like to just sew them together. I don't know why I prefer to do it that way, but I do. So I will cut off this excess ribbon right here. I'll cut that off. Actually, I'll just do it right now. So we'll cut it. Make sure you don't cut where you've already sewed tulle onto it. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to use my lighter to heat seal it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the yellow bobbin and yellow thread back onto my machine and just go over that just real quick right here where I already have it sewed. Like I said, I don't know why. This is just how I prefer to close up my tutus instead of the hot glue. So let's go ahead and change our thread again and sew these closed. Go forward, back stitch, forward, back stitch, and that's it. I'm going to cut my tails, cut my bobbin, and the bottom's done. So now we're going to do the top. Line up your threads, forward, back stitch, and done. Sorry, I'm doing this at a weird angle. One more. Okay. Shake the thread off. And so now, oops, I got a thread stuck in there. There we go. So now this is what the closed parts look like. So So now our chase tutu is done. I've been thinking about putting some white paw prints. I have not decided if I'm going to do that yet, but let's go ahead and finish the shirt so that we can put the whole outfit together and then go from there. But I love this blue and yellow together. I need to figure out some other mock-ups and stuff that I can make with this before I give it to my niece so that I can use this and not have to make another one. But so cute. Here is the tutu outfit all finished. I think it turned out great, and I think my niece is going to love it. I think it is just so cute. So what I'm going to do next, just in my own time, is use the tutu to make samples. I'll put just a white shirt with it and then Photoshop the sample on. Let me know if you guys want to see a video about that. Leave me a comment down below and say hi, and let me know what you guys think about this tutu outfit, and I will see you guys next time.